Hey there, it's Teresa here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Teresa Yankin. I am a health informaticist, and you're going to find me here each week talking about healthcare, AI, technology, fire. I've just come off giving a 2-day workshop on AI. What came out of that most loud and clear was talk around AI governance. So, what is AI governance? AI governance refers to the frameworks, the policies, the guardrails that are going to ensure that your AI technologies are used productively, ethically, and responsibly. We talked a lot about what best practices are, and it varied depending on the size of the organization. But one thing was clear: you have to use and implement best practices. They are going to be multidisciplinary. That means it's not just the IT function, it's a function that's going to go across your entire organization. You are going to be involving your stakeholders, those that own the fields that you're inputting data into. You're going to include your legal team, your ethics team, and you need to include the business. This is now not just one department that's running governance. You're going to need governance across the entire organization because AI is going to touch every part of your organization. Effective governance structures, when you're thinking about AI, are more sophisticated and the systems are very integrated. Over the last year, the complexity and the abilities of AI have increased tenfold. Think about ambient listening or computer vision. As you're integrating AI into different parts of your workflows, AI governance is really going to guide that trajectory of AI development in your organization. So, organizations that are implementing AI really face five critical challenges. Number one, they need to ensure that those AI systems are fair and unbiased. As adoption grows, how are you going to navigate that landscape? Right now, we've got a very broad view of what AI governance looks like because we do not have final federal oversight and regulations when it comes to AI. We keep getting publications. We just had two that came out from OMB earlier in April of 2025. We need to be developing for what's coming in the future. Data privacy, be very clear about your data integrity and how it's going to be used. Transparency and explainability. Can you explain to your customers how your algorithms worked for you to come to a decision that may affect them? And finally, the global landscape for AI regulation is more defined than our national view of it. The market's still moving forward. If you're going to address these challenges, you really need a structured approach to that, and that's going to involve your whole entire organization. So let's talk about how you're going to build a governance framework in the real world. Now, remember, your governance should be broad and your SOP should support them, and that's what narrows it down. First, you're going to need the right people at the right table. As I keep saying, this is not just an IT project. Agile governance teams and governance goes all the way from your data steward to understand what the data actually means to your director level to the executive level. So, how are you reporting up and down each one of those levels of management within your organization? What policies do you need? You need to start with the basics. How do you define responsible AI in your organization? What values matter most to you? For some companies, you're going to talk about transparency. This is how we came to this decision. For others, it's going to be around privacy. I don't want my IP out there. The tech side, make sure that you're having safeguards that just aren't in theory. Invest in shoring up the technology that you already have or purchasing different or newer technology to support AI functions. Make sure that you are looking at your algorithms and make sure that you are not inadvertently promoting bias in your data. Regulations aren't going away. We need to, again, be building and moving forward, even though we don't have very clear guardrails just yet, because as AI changes and changes quickly, you need to be nimble and make sure that your governance policies are following. Finally, setting up regular reviews with your stakeholders, with your technical teams, and with your innovation teams is going to be crucial here. What does a framework really look like? Well, your framework should address reduced risk. Where are you going to be reducing risk? It's going to be your legal risk, your operational risk, and what a lot of people don't think about, but we say it in the back of our minds, it's a silent third one there, reputational risk. You need to increase your trust. So, how are you going to build that confidence around your consumers and your stakeholders? Everybody wants ROI. You may need to calculate ROI different when you're implementing AI. When you've got a mature data governance structure, you're going to start to see frequent improvements in performance. And lastly, accelerated innovation. If you have a clear framework, you will be able to develop faster and you will have more confidence in what you are developing, and better yet, those that are using the technology will trust it more. Remember that responsible AI adoption, it's going to have to balance your innovation with the appropriate safeguards. Your goal at the end of the day is to be ready to harness AI's potential while managing those risks that are associated with AI. Well, thank you so much for joining me here. If you're interested in having a workshop in your organization, you can always reach out to me. Please DM me here on LinkedIn and I will get back to you. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to catch you guys next week here on the flip side.